That was the whole thing, was keeping your hands up. And it's way harder than you think it is, because your forearm is burning, and you can get really creative with it. I work with a company now called CMAP, that's Kerry Morrison Art Productions, and we put on tons of educational puppet shows. We just did a series of puppet shows for the Detroit Zoo, where we're talking about gorillas and frogs, and we were talking about elephants. And we did a special show for them where they had a series of elephants at the Detroit Zoo called Wanda and Winky. If you went to Detroit Zoo, Hayward, when you were a kid, they used to have elephants at the Detroit Zoo. 2 elephants.
Oh, they got rid of them?
They moved them to California to a conservatory ship where they can take care of the elephants there. Where they can have more space. But the elephants they passed away since then. It's been a while now. They were about 60 years old. So, but those are the only 2 elephants that Detroit Zoo has ever had. So we did a very big sort of tribute to those 2 elephants and built a life-size elephant puppet, which was operated by 3 people. And I was the head, actually, so I got a chance to move the head operating. I got to lift up the trunk and then try to pat kids in the head. So it was very fun stuff. So let me see what I can talk about more about puppets. We just did a puppet slam. So puppet slam is where we're going and get any independent puppeteers out in the Detroit or really in the Michigan area. There's the people from Canada who were in there. And we had somebody from France performed in our last puppet show. But we do a puppet slam once every, I want to say, 4 months we do a puppet slam. So we just had that happen. And so that involves like shadow puppetry. I mean, puppets of all types. It's quite an amazing show. So I did a piece in there where I call it Demetrius's Wild Ride, which featured multimedia puppeteering. So I had puppets that were on TV, and they were interacting with the puppets that I had, hand puppets that I had in real life. I could show you guys some of the puppets that I do have. I've gotten some puppets from Amazon, just straight up just look for puppets on Amazon, and then sort of try to get my own unique style to them. And then some puppets I've made, and then some puppets other people have made, and I've just acquired them from them. This is one of my puppets here. I call him James. And this is my favorite puppet right here is Demetrius. He's usually always the star of something I'm doing if I'm doing a puppet slam thing. I did about 4 shows with him. Demetrius with the suit on here. This was I did use this one. This was in there was a Detroit Christmas Carol that they had these puppets for, and so it was just the Christmas Carol with Scrooge, but they sort of just replaced everything and made it all Detroit themed. So this is a hand puppet from him. I enjoy it. He looks almost like a frog. I enjoy that look. So he's got a nice little Detroit hat, you guys can see. He got a very unique face. So you can do quite a lot of emotions with it. This one here, I just was acquired this one, but it's a very beautiful hand puppet. We fixed her hair a little bit. But she's quite nice. You can manipulate her and make her do all types of stuff like this.
Nice. What side?
The type of puppets that I would use.
Was that the West Side? I thought she was doing the West Side, you know.
Oh yeah, West Side. If you don't mind me, I'm gonna look up her skirt a little bit. Her control mechanism is operated with the thumb here, and I'm able to move her head up and down, and as well as move her like this, giving her different emotions like that. That's one of my favorite puppets. So that's one. Her name was Maya in the play I used her in. I may change her name. There's another hand puppet I have police officer. Just acquired this one. I enjoy that. I enjoy this. It's just automatically funny, automatically good laugh. Now this is a 2D puppet. So this is good for. I used this one. I was in a digital. We were doing a digital puppetry seminar. We were wondering on different ways we can use Zoom for performance as a performance piece, especially the pandemic, on how can we still perform even though that we are at home. So every single person, there would be about 9 of us, we all would make the same puppet no matter where we were. So there were people in Canada, people were in down south, people on the West Coast. Everybody just came up together at the same time and they all made the same puppet at home. So this is what it looked like. And so this is one of the many puppets we had. And so this puppet would come through my screen and it would enter in another screen, which would be somewhere else. And he would be floating around. This is just one of the many puppets we had. And he would float around from my screen to another screen. And it was very magical to see from the audience perspective. Because you're like, where are these guys at? They're all over the place. Some people were in Canada. This is one of the puppets I've used for my last puppet show that I used in the Puppet Slam for Demetrius' Wild Ride. So this is basically a smaller version of the James puppet right here. So they would see this one about 30. I mean, I'm always making different things. So I probably have about 30 different puppets or something. So this is my Demetrius puppet, the miniature Demetrius, okay? So this is the big size version, and this is the miniature version. So they would see this on the video, and I would do this in real life. And I made this one. I like